Welcome to the Q.A.C. Team Podcast, your quality assurance consulting team. Quality is our highest priority for your business with one goal, one direction, success. And now here's your host, Charles Luttrell. Good morning, listeners. I'm here with John Michael Dooley. John, good morning. How are you?
Hey, I'm good. How are you?
I'm fantastic. Thanks for coming on to the Q.A.C. Team Podcast today. Tell our listeners who you are and what you do.
Yeah, so I'm John Michael, and I run Savannah Swim School. It's a learn to swim swim training company out of Savannah, Georgia. Started it back in 2022 and have been going strong since then. Former competitive swimmer, former swim coach. And I started off just teaching kids lessons in the community, just to make a little bit of money, and had some success. They referred me to some of their friends, and all of a sudden I was packed with people wanting swim lessons. So I decided maybe I could make a business out of it, and it's worked out so far.
Oh, that's great. That's great. So you are a level 2 swim coach yourself.
Yes. Yep.
That's great.
I was a former head coach for a summer team. I also was an assistant coach, an age group coach for a USA Swim team out in California. I grew up swimming, had a successful competitive swimming career. I stopped coaching swimming and went to college. I went to law school. I graduated from Emory Law School in 2021. While thinking about taking the bar, I just needed some way to make a little bit of money, and teaching swim lessons. There was people looking for swim lessons in my area. In Savannah, there's water everywhere. There's pools everywhere.
Uh-huh.
So I did a few lessons, and it went well, and I really enjoy it. It's fun,
Uh-huh.
and rather than pursue a legal career, if I could do something that I like to do, being in the water, helping kids progress, helping other competitive swimmers, even adults learn to swim, it's very fulfilling, and I thought that maybe I would just invest my time and focus on that, and continue to grow the business, grow the brand, get more customers, and so I've decided that's what I want to do, and keep it moving.
Right. Yeah, that's great. It's doing what you love, man. That's what we talk about. If you love what you do, you'll never work a day in your life,
Absolutely. Yep.
Yeah. So my next two questions, you kind of summed up a little bit to, why did you decide to be a business owner and why did you choose your industry? So give us a little more detail about that. So, you were a competitive swimmer and you became a coach, and give us some detail into, the why. Why did you start this?
Well, there's a few companies around that do need swim instructors, and I interviewed for a few of them, just as a swim instructor position, and I really wanted to do it my way. They had their own set way, their own hours that they wanted to do, and they're not paying very much. So I figured, I think I have a better way to do this. I can make more money. I can set my own schedule, get better results, and actually enjoy it. Because even though I do love teaching swimming, if I was going to teach for somebody else, doing their method, their program on their time, I don't know that I would enjoy it as much. So I thought, if I can do this, it's more fun for me. And I honestly think I get better results, and being happy doing it allows me to be excited to go to work, and feel like I get better results that way. So setting my own hours was big. Having control over the curriculum and the program and all that stuff. Now there's some things that I struggle with, and I've hired people this summer to help me with some of that stuff, but there's still some challenges that I face. Like, I'm not the most organized. I do have some logistical issues, but overall, just to have that control over the product really
Hmm.
is why I wanted to do it.
Right. Yeah. So I guess i- your 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 career path for a lawyer just that wasn't something you wanted to follow, huh?
Now, I tried different things. Like I worked for the Innocence Project of Florida, doing like criminal appeal stuff.
Uh huh.
I worked the Mike Hostler law firm, which was it's personal injury. A lot of car accidents, negotiating with insurance companies, and honestly, it wasn't horrible work. Sometimes it was really fun, but it was tedious. I was in an office all day, looking at a computer screen or paperwork, and it wasn't for me. And it's something that I wasn't passionate about, and thought maybe I could go a different way. Now, I wasn't necessarily planning on starting a business. I was just trying to make a little money at first, but it was just it's fun, and I found a way to make enough money to where I could survive. So I figured, why not do this if I'm having fun, I'm enjoying it, and I'm able to make a living. So
Yeah. Yeah. And it's like you said, it's something you were so passionate about swimming yourself. Why not teach other people, right?
exactly, yep.
Yeah. I love that. I love that. So you touched a little bit on, some of the challenges, and that's my next question. Was what are some of the challenges that you face? You coming up from getting out of being a lawyer to now you want to do this swim club and teach people to swim. What were some of the things that were challenging making this thing happen?
Uh, the main challenge that I have is just logistics. So I don't have a set pool. I go to different pools. I do have a pool in my community that I'm a member of that I'm able to teach lessons at.
Uh-huh.
But the majority of my business is on the other side of town, and it's people's pools, like their community pools that they invite me to. So I only have access to them when I get invited there.
Uh-huh.
And Savannah it's very spread out. So I live in Wilmington Island, which is about 20 minutes from downtown Savannah, and then the majority of my business is in Pooler, Georgia, which is about 20 minutes from Savannah, so about 40 minutes from where I live. So I teach in Wilmington Island, Savannah, Pooler, Rincon, all over. So I can travel up to 50 to 70 miles a day, teaching all over the place. And my thing is when somebody wants to book a swim lesson, I'm like, yes, absolutely, let's do it. When can we do it?
Uh-huh.
And sometimes it doesn't work out in terms of my schedule. Like, oh well, I actually have a lesson here, and I can't make it to you by this time, but I want to get everybody in it that I can. Um, so I've had to really take a step back and think about, okay, wait, I have uh, a lesson. I can't make it to this lesson at that time. So um, really just being more concise in where I teach my lessons and more selective about times and stuff like that, not trying to just jam everybody in. Um, I've helped fix that problem a little bit by hiring people in different areas, but even still, it's still a work in progress because I
Uh-huh.
do still try to get as many people in, and sometimes they can't do it. And if they can't do the lessons, then I still want to do it, and I'll try to make it happen when it's not always possible. So trying to work smarter rather than harder.
Right. That's the key, right? Let's work smarter, not harder.
Yes.
And you said you started this last year, right? In 22?
Yep. Yep.
Nice. So
So
we're
yeah,
looking
this is our second year.
second year. Nice.
The main part of the season is May to September, but we still have some in October. Still get some in April, but
Uh-huh.
after October, it really dies down. I've been working on trying to find a heated pool or an indoor pool, but that's a little bit challenging in this area also.
Yeah, I can imagine. And you got nice weather most time around, right? Year
Yeah.
round, it's decent. So you're not like up here in Maryland where right now we're like we don't want to be outside right now. It's going to get cold.
Oh yeah, yeah. No way. The water's
Right.
freezing, I'm sure.
Yeah, the air, man. It's like it's changing. I'm like I'm not used to this. This weather's changing. Ugh.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you teach all ages, right? Do you have a specific age range, or is it anybody from babies up to elderly?
Babies to elderly. So last year our youngest was, I think she was 4 months, and our oldest was 65.
Wow, that's incredible. Incredible.
Yep.
That's great.
Absolutely. Yep. Anyone. I mean, anybody can swim. It doesn't matter how old you are. There's always stuff you can do.
Hmm.
Now, at first, I didn't like teaching the younger kids. Because a lot of them don't want to be in the water. There's a lot of crying and a lot of resistance. But this year, I've learned a few new things, and I've seen some kids do some things that I didn't think were possible. So I've
Hmm.
gone back to thinking, because that's honestly that's where the money is younger kids.
Yeah.
So I've been trying to do more of that, and I'm more optimistic about the younger kids now. Before
Hmm.
I was thinking, under three, it's not really worth it. But I've kind of changed my tune on that.
Gotcha. Now, did you create your own um, program, or is it just something that is kind of like a standardized swimming for teaching?
So it started off just me kind of, winging it, but I do have my own program that I've developed over time.
Hmm.
And it's three factors: um, head position, kicking, arm position. So swimming, it's very important to have your body aligned and make sure you're relaxed. So another thing is, so that's the method of teaching how to swim,
Hmm.
but it's more. First, we work on getting comfortable in the water because a lot of people that come to us are not comfortable in the water to begin with. And if you're not going to be comfortable in the water, you're going to tense up, you're not going to get your body in the right position, and you're not going to swim. So we start off comfort in the water, then we teach technique, then build endurance and strength that's necessary for swimming. Because a lot of people also, and you'd be amazed at some of these kids who really don't have, they're fearful, they don't have the right technique, but they keep coming back and they build their core strength just by being in the water, and then all of a sudden it starts to click because they do have that strength, which
Hmm.
is amazing to see. So
Right.
yeah, a lot of it is also based upon the child or the swimmer, what they need, and you kind of see throughout the lesson,
Hmm.
where they are. So it's not like we have an order of operations of what we do, but there are some base methods.
Hmm. Yeah, you're talking to somebody now. I've never been a fan of the water. Never really was taught proper swimming. I remember doing something, I think, with school or something when I was younger, and I was always afraid to get my face in the water.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's a huge
It's a
thing.
big one,
Tons of
right?
people.
Yeah. And if it wasn't for the doggy paddle, I wouldn't be a swimmer. That's for sure.
Yeah. Hey, if it gets you to point A to point B, that's something right there.
Yeah, and I think you hit a key thing. What I learned over the years was if you don't relax in the water, you're gonna expel your energy and you're gonna drown.
Yes.
You know,
Uh
and
huh.
that's
hundred
one thing
percent.
I figured because when I always panicked and because I never liked the water. Just I don't know what it was. To this day, I'll get in pools and do whatever, but I'm not comfortable. I don't like it. I don't want to die drowning.
Oh yeah, that's not the way to go.
That's not the way to go. Or skydiving. I'm not into that either.
No.
Oh man.
No,
So God, I'm sorry.
no. I was just gonna say, yeah, absolutely, it is scary. I mean, anybody can drown. It doesn't matter how good of a swimmer. Depending on, you could be in the ocean. Anybody can drown. It is very scary. So it's a natural fear. And with a lot of kids, it's good to start as a kid because it's easier when you get older. You develop those habits, and it's harder to break. But
Yeah.
with younger kids that are scared, we stay in the shallow area, play games, get them used to splashing around. So just really, that's a big part of it is getting comfortable.
Getting comfortable. Yeah. I don't know. I never was.
Yeah,
I don't know. I guess just didn't spend a lot of time in the water. So I just never really got used to it. Yeah.
sure. Yeah.
So back to the schedule. So you say you you'll go to places they have a pool, and you'll go to them if they need lessons. Are there any plans in the future of having your own facility?
Absolutely, yeah, that's the
Yeah.
ultimate goal. I've been looking at some things. I'd like to have an indoor facility. I don't know that that's necessarily feasible anytime soon, but I'm thinking about possibly building an outdoor pool. Hopefully soon. Even that would help a lot. It wouldn't get us, but possibly even if you could get it heated, we could do extend the season out. But yeah, definitely that would be huge because I waste a lot of time driving around.
Uh-huh.
And having a set location, having people come to me because there's people that they want to come to me. There's also a lot of people who want swim lessons that don't have access to a pool, and sometimes I can't get them because I have access to one pool where I can get a lot of people into, but some people are too far from that location and they can't get there, or you
Yeah.
know, so having a location is definitely the goal.
Yeah. Have a location where you can open up for outdoor and indoor. You can have the rooftop slide over. That'd be awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Yep. So you can do indoor and outdoor. You can simulate indoor, outdoor, heated, cold.
Yeah.
Any
Oh yeah.
any thoughts of putting a swim team together and doing like professional?
Yes. So I did last year have that idea. I had people signed up, ready to join. I had a good team, and I could not get lane space at the aquatic center, so that kind of fell apart. But yeah, I have been considering that, and actually, that's ultimately what I do want to do. I love coaching swimming. I
Yeah.
would love to build my own team. Um, and I have plenty of kids. It's also cool to see kids who, couldn't really swim, and I've gotten to them to the point where some have joined swim teams, and some are definitely ready for swim teams.
Hmm.
So I would love to do that. And I've been talking to some people about that as well. So hopefully I could potentially have that by next summer, but that's another goal of mine. Um, I was I was hired by the University of Southwestern Oregon Community College to be their assistant coach. That fell through. Um,
Oh,
so I was going to do that, but I couldn't move to Oregon. I have
yeah.
too many obligations. So I was all the way across the country.
Yeah.
Um,
That's a
but
big move.
it's a big move. I wasn't ready for it. It came about suddenly too. I only had a month to get there, and
Hmm.
I had some family stuff going on as well, so I had to postpone that. But possibly I'll coach for a college. I'd like to do that, but I'd really like to start my own team. That's my
Hmm.
goal.
Yeah. Create your own Michael Phelps, right?
Yeah, absolutely. That's the dream right there.
That is the
Go to the
ultimate.
Olympics.
Absolutely, man. That's great. So how do we contact you? How do we reach out to you?
You can contact me. Facebook's my primary mode of communication. It's facebook.com/sav SAV swim school.
Okay.
Um, you can also email me at Savannah Swim School. What is it? Savannah Swim School at gmail.com.
Okay.
And yeah, that's right now. I have a website, savannahswimschool.com, Instagram and TikTok, but uh, not really using any of those. It's primarily Facebook and
Facebook.
email. Although
Got-
the website, I hope to get that coming along. It looks okay now, but it needs a lot of work. But Facebook's the way to go.
Okay. Okay. So I'll put the link to the Facebook page in the show notes for you, so we can have that in there.
Awesome. I appreciate that.
Absolutely. So, what are your expectations for your business in the next year or two? What are your expectations? What are you looking to accomplish?
So uh, for this next year, I'm hoping to hire a bunch of instructors and expand the territory, really kind of centralize different instructors. So I'm not going all over the place, and my other instructors aren't going all over the place. So we'll have just set areas. Try to expand into different markets. Like I've done a little bit in Hardyville, South Carolina, to try to get out into Hilton Head and maybe down into South Georgia a bit more.
Uh-huh.
So really just expand and hire people, just get a bunch of instructors, um, and yeah, get more. I've also considered, selling my own swim gear, um, goggles, kickboards, that kind of stuff, swim kits,
Nice.
and
Yeah.
thinking about writing a book as well. So we'll see.
Yeah. Add to the brand. That's really, really good.
Yep. Yep.
Awesome. Well, John, I appreciate you coming on, spending some time with me, and telling your story. Do you have anything else you want to add? We wrap up.
No, just I really appreciate you. Thank you for reaching out. Thanks for your time, and thanks for putting me on. It's been a pleasure to talk to you.
Absolutely, I appreciate it. This is definitely, I was intrigued by, when I found you on Facebook, and I wanted to interview you. I like the story. I like what you're doing, and I wish you much success in the future.
Thank you. Thank you.
Absolutely. Again, thanks, John, for coming on, and have a great day. You've been listening to the Q.A.C. Team Podcast with your host, Charles Luttrell. Connect with us on the web at qacteam.com, Facebook and Instagram at qac.team. Thanks for listening.